Connect the World.
Fiatjaf, humble programmer, Brazil.
Copacabana is a neighborhood in the south of the Brazilian city of Rio de Janeiro. Princessinha do Mar, or Princess of the Sea, is known for its 4 kilometers long balneario beach in the shape of a crescent moon, which is one of the most famous in the world. Do you know Copacabana is a word from the Quechua language meaning place of light or blue beach?
No.
Do you play CSGO lightning tournaments?
No.
Olavo Luiz Pimentel de Carvalho was a Brazilian polemicist, self-proclaimed philosopher, political expert, a former astrologer, journalist and conspiracy theorist. He positioned himself as a critic of modernity. Did you like to read his blogs and columns?
Yes.
The Emperor's New Groove is a 2000 American animated film produced by Walt Disney's Feature Animation and distributed by Walt Disney Pictures. Did you know that Disney started to develop this movie in 1994 already?
No.
I listen to Johann Sebastian Bach when I'm writing software.
No.
Will Neymar score more goals than Lewandowski during the World Cup in Qatar?
Yes.
Water, chemical formula H2O, is an organic, transparent, tasteless, odorless, and nearly colorless chemical substance, which is the main constituent of Earth's hydrosphere and the fluids of all known living organisms, in which it acts as a solvent. It's vital for all known forms of life, even though it provides no calories or organic nutrients. Do you like bottled water?
Yes.
The Lightning Network will be the core network for all transactions or payments in the near future.
Yes.
Don Quixote is a Spanish novel published in 2 parts in the 17th century by Miguel de Cervantes. It's often labeled as the first modern novel and one of the most translated books in the world. Did you read the book in more than 3 different languages?
No.
Are you Satoshi Nakamoto?
No. No, why not?
Welcome to the Connect the World weekly podcast. I'm Edward.
And I'm Stef. We are ready to take you with us into the beautiful world of the Lightning Network.
Enjoy the ride.
And this is episode 23 of Connect the World. Stef, how are you doing this time?
Good to see you, Edward.
Thanks.
Yeah, I'm doing pretty well.
Nice.
I finished my patio. I think it's patio, right? In English. My garden.
What is it?
Patio.
Patio?
My garden, right? It's like patio. It's patio in Dutch.
All right. Yeah.
Patio.
Patio.
Yeah, I don't know how to pronounce it. But I finished it, man. So
yeah.
I'm so tired. I worked my ass off, and
you showed a picture and it looked really nice. And you showed a picture from night and daytime, and I really liked the nighttime. With
because
the lights.
there was so much pressure. Because I think some of our listeners and viewers will know that my wife and I are expecting our second baby anytime soon. So there was so much pressure on my shoulders to get it finished, because I thought, well, maybe, if the second my second child is born, I don't have any time left to work.
Then your life is over. No. Can you describe how it looks there in your patio?
We've put my brother, he's working at a concrete company, so we've put concrete and then so the water can flow. I have like a big palm in the middle of it.
So the Miami vibes, right?
The Miami vibes, that's correct. And
the beach.
And some nice Mediterranean plants
nice.
Like at the side of the whole side of the garden. So yeah, man. So
it's
that's
also
finished.
And it's good that you finished it before the summer hits off. So that's also nice.
Oh, that was also something that I was thinking of all the time.
I still have to fix my balcony, but
yeah. But how are you, Edward? Good to see you again.
Yeah, I'm fine. Yeah, busy days, but I'm fine. Yeah,
Cool.
we just had a nice weekend and to relax a bit, and I'm
Nice, man.
I'm
Cool.
ready for the week.
Good to know.
Yeah. And I was researching and I saw something funny. A Spiral, you know Spiral, right? They made a survey, and I'm just reading it here. It's a PDF survey about women across the world, how they view Bitcoin.
Cool.
I think it was funny. They said, I'm going to look here, attitudes toward Bitcoin are largely the same across genders. Well, so that's not a difference. Women are comfortable taking financial risks. And I know
that's for sure.
that also in the fiat world, they're better at it, right?
Oh, really?
Yeah. They're better at.
My wife is pretty good in spending. Money.
Oh, okay.
and I think that's a financial risk, so I can tell that this is right.
Okay, and they also said women prefer to do more research than men before buying Bitcoin.
Okay, well that's something nice.
And we both likely men and women prefer to learn from Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram rather than Twitter. Well, that's not for me, I think.
Of course, they watch our show, Edward. Come on.
Okay.
They learn from us, right?
Yeah, that's right. And they only asked somewhat more than 1,000 people.
Cool.
Between 18 and 64. I will put a link in the show
and
notes.
who was the founder of Spiral? Because I think he must attend our show, right?
Yes, of course.
Was it Jack Dorsey or something?
No, you're right. Yeah.
Well, we should invite him into the show, right?
Yeah.
And also Lina, man, of course. Because
of course.
Maybe they can join both.
But you're referring to your tweet, right?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
I really want to talk to him. I don't know, man. I think
no, it's interesting. I
it's
think
it's a mastermind, and I think he.
Yeah.
I really want to know his vision on the Lightning Network, but he will come someday. That's for sure. I think.
I'm certain of it. Yeah.
And today
well, this week
we have Fiatjaf.
Yes,
he's also a really interesting guest. And what I like the most of him, he's such a no nonsense guy, right? And he was because I saw a chat between him and Constant in our Telegram group, Connect the World. You all need to join it, by the way, on Telegram. And he showed something, and he picked a logo. I think it was one of his repositories at GitHub, and there was a logo of a lightning strike. And Constant told him, "Well, I really like that logo, man. Great job." And he said, "Well, it was just the first hit on Google Images, right?"
Yeah.
And I thought, "Oh man, that's." Yeah,
and he shared the link, and
typical Fiatjaf. I really
he's
like
very humble. He said, no, I'm just a humble programmer.
Yeah, and really builder, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we know him from LNTXBOT, and of course, but I really like the guy. So it's a great interview.
Yeah, and Constant also was a guest at our show, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, but first, Edward, let's have a talk about the statistics of the Lightning Network, and of course about the Rings of Fire community, and then the second part will be the interview with Fiatjaf.
Yeah. Have fun then.
Have fun.
Enjoy the ride.
Yeah.
Verbind de wereld.
So last week we had a little over 30.19 Bitcoin pushed into the Lightning Network, and this week it's a little lower than 31. It's 30.96. So we added 77 million Satoshis. And we had...
That's a lot.
Yeah,
again.
More than, I think, almost 1,100 members participating in over 136 rings.
And it's interesting. I was thinking about the members, 1,073. And they're also the channels, because the members are counted from all rings, and some people participate in more rings. So those are a lot of channels.
Yeah.
And well, we're now at block height 734,573. And if you look at the network, Lightning Network as a whole, there are 16,546 Lightning nodes and 3,674 around that Bitcoin put in the network. So
Cool.
that's a lot. And
That's a lot.
what's the value of today?
Yeah, 1 million Satoshis is getting you $387, 367 euros, and 2,550 Chinese yuan.
Nice.
Conectar el mundo.
And then the news of today. Well, it was a busy week, just like I said, and it really was a busy week. Let's start off with the same news of last week, but then different. Central African Republic, right?
Yeah.
In the middle of Africa. And well, we weren't certain last week, and there was a lot of uncertainty in those days. But the word is officially out, and they adopt Bitcoin as an official currency. It's a country with a lot of mineral wealth, and yet most people live in poverty. I hope that this could help the people living there. But perhaps that's difficult because I searched it up, and in 2019, only 4% of the population had access to internet. So I think that's the first step to fix.
Yeah.
And then another adoption news. It's a Bitcoin Jungle project. That was a funny thing. I've read it on Bitcoin Magazine, and they have Costa Ballena. It's Spanish, of course, in Costa Rica. It's a southern part of Costa Rica. And it's, the second place where you can buy coffee with Lightning. Only 6 months running that project with over 50 market vendors and 20 brick and mortar businesses who signed up already. So you have the same experience as Bitcoin Beach. That's nice. We must go there.
Yeah, I had my vacation planned like 2 years ago to Costa Rica, and then COVID hit and it got cancelled. But
all those coffee there, the Arabica, and you didn't.
Yeah, but also like the nature, right? It's one of the most beautiful countries of the world.
And they said the nature flourished again, right? With less tourism. So that's an upside. But of course, it's nice to be able to go there.
Mm-hmm.
So perhaps next time. And then BIP 119 rules. OP CTV, the check template, verify proposed soft fork. Maybe you've read it. Jeremy Rubin proposed it, soft fork upgrade for Bitcoin. This feature would enable users to commit to spending a Bitcoin output only under certain restricted conditions. In an article of BitMEX, they discuss all the aspects of this proposal with Jeremy. There is a lot of discussion about it, so it's an interesting read where you can make up your own mind, of course. But it's nice to check out. And then Human Rights Foundation grants 5 Bitcoin to Bitcoin projects, and the foundation grants the funding to Bitcoin development. And the last round focused on Bitcoin-related projects in software and community development, design, translation, and censorship monitoring. And there were 2 things that were Lightning only. And I thought it's fun to pick them out. Bitcoin developer Francisco Calderon from Venezuela will receive 50 million Satoshis to continue working on LNTXBOT. I've seen it and I checked it, I think, but I didn't use it. It's a non-custodial peer-to-peer Telegram bot that allows users to trade BTC using the Lightning Network. And then researcher René Picard, you know him, of course, of Mastering Lightning Network. The book also receives 50 million Satoshis for his open source work on Bitcoin's second layer scaling network. And the funding will support his continued dedication in the space.
Did you already finish the book?
No, I'm very busy with it, but I didn't finish it. I'm at the difficult part. But René Picard made a lot of videos, so I'm binge watching them.
Cool.
And trying to remember what he's saying. No, but it's an amazing book, and we support him for this, and I think it's nice that he's doing this.
Cool.
And of course, we accept also donations. So perhaps we can buy a book for you with those donations, and you can read up to now. I think my book will go to you.
Cool.
And then reliability versus fees. Sorry, I've put it behind the other one because it's also René Picard. He listened to our episode 20 with Jesse de Wit, also known as with the title, and I think it's a nice title. I think reliability and fees are gonna do a beautiful dance. He pointed out an interesting issue, René. He opened on GitHub with the title "Include proper feature engineering and pruning to create reasonable cost function." And this issue is related to another issue where he introduced a full simulated implementation of his results that produce optimally reliable and cheap payments flow on the Lightning Network. He wants to find a flow that minimizes both the cost and of uncertainty of the liquidity and the routing fees that have to be paid. So if you find this topic interesting, listen to the episodes and read the issue on GitHub. And I've put it in the show notes, episode 20. And then Amboss Magma. I don't know if you used it already, but...
No, I saw you did.
Yeah, exactly. Magma is, Amboss.space release Magma. It's a new liquidity marketplace. And liquidity is really the thing the upcoming years.
Yeah.
They make use of HODL invoices, like LNBig also does. And the invoice needs 3 confirmations before completing the purchase. Amboss also tracks reputation and removes cheaters or offenders, so minimum risk for both parties. I think for Lightning Network beginners, it's also interesting, but it's different than participating at a Ring of Fire, of course, because then you're more guided and you have the whole experience. But it could be interesting to build up your node. Of course, there are a lot of other possibilities too. To buy inbound liquidity nowadays, like for example, Flow from Voltage, LN Router.app, and Yols and Bitrefill. Those are only one of the many. After seeing a sale offer post on Twitter of Carsten Otto, I dove in and I wrote a Twitter thread in which I show the whole buying process, but more importantly, I share extra articles and videos about the importance of inbound liquidity. Read it, and then you get all the links and all the content to dive in.
Cool.
Yeah,
nice job.
really. It was really nice to do it. And then Blocktank of Synonym. I didn't check it out, but it's a new full-service Lightning service provider in town, and they provide software tools for business apps, web platforms, or Bitcoiners can use it to monetize the Lightning Network connections and automatically manage channel liquidity.
Yeah, I was attending that Twitter space when they talked about it yesterday. So it was a really interesting space. You can they recorded it, so you can check out their Twitter account.
Yeah.
And then you can you can listen to
nice.
it.
Yeah. Go check it. And then the last one is Paywall. It's an open blogging platform that enables writers to monetize their content through the Lightning Network. I always find that very interesting. So you can pay some sats to publish, view, edit, or comment on content. It's a great initiative for creators. And then the updates, Bitcoin Core updated to version 23, BTC Pay Server to 1.5, and Core Lightning to 0.11. And then there were 2 issues on LND, 5,157 and the 6,414. And I've put the links in the show notes if you want to read more about it.
Cool.
Conectează lumea.
So, yes, Edward, because normally we are going right into the Rings forecast right now. But before we do that, and I think
we have something special, right?
The people that are only listening to the audio of the podcast, you really need to go to YouTube and check out this video. Because, Edward, can you maybe show us the globe? Because, we always wanted to visualize what we achieve with our Connect the World and
you're right.
especially Satoshi Radio Rings of Fire community.
Yeah.
And
I'm looking to my left now for the people who are looking at me.
I will maximize the frame because I'm now seeing your face only, and that's also nice. Of course,
that's disturbing, right?
That's disturbing. No, but look at this, guys. I mean,
this is really amazing. I'm turning the globe, and at the top right you have statistics. So we have total channels of 735, and how many countries?
34. But just before the recording we added 2 extra countries, so we are now at 36 countries.
Yeah.
And all the yellow lines obviously are channels.
So you see here 2 channels between Australia and the United States, right?
Yeah, that's correct. So people can really track our progress. This amazing website is created by Judy, one of the masters of ceremony, our team member.
Community,
So thanks for that, Judy. Amazing job.
This is really awesome.
Yeah, you can just go to map.rof.tools. Yeah. And then this map is auto updated every 4 hours. So you can keep track of our progress yourself. And I think it's great. I think it's a nice addition to really visualize our mission. And that is to connect the world, right? I mean,
the expansion of it, and with all community members, this is amazing. Oh, and the important thing is the channels that you see, the amount are channels that are still active. Yeah. So I told about those 1,000 channels or something, and we have 735 channels still active
right now. Yeah,
and that's the most beautiful thing, I think.
And we are now. I just told everyone that we are now around
South Africa
31 Bitcoin that we have in those channels. So. Yeah, it's amazing, man. So again, you can keep track of our progress yourself. Just go to just go to map.rof.tools, and then check it out yourself. Okay, so Edward, let's head into the rings forecast, because we have 3 million Satoshi 17th ring 2 spots left, and last week I was making some extra noise for the high liquidity rings, and we now have actually only 2 spots left at the 20 million Satoshi's first ring. So that's nice. So if you are looking for a ring with higher capacity, you can join that one. And we had a really busy week because we balanced 5 rings last week. Starting with the 1 million Satoshi's 37th ring. I missed the party because I had to bring my son to bed. And now I have only one son, so you can imagine how this will be in the near future, but okay. But this also means that our ring leader, Cryptoholica, did an amazing job in balancing this ring. Amazing leadership, and on to the next one. And then we have the 500k 33rd ring. Preparation and communication is always very important when participating in our Rings of Fire. Our ring leader, Harry Balzac, did... Harry Balzac. Okay.
Don't say it.
Some people, some Dutch-speaking people will laugh now, but okay. Harry Balzac did vote. Although not everyone in the ring seemed to respond, the ring still managed to be balanced with low fees. Make sure to pay back your ring leader if you did collect fees, so it will stay a fun and costless experience for everyone participating. Then the next one is the 1 million Satoshi's 36th ring. First timer Rolf Sculprum did an amazing job and balanced this one for 0 fees. We experienced some gossip issues, but with lowering the fees, the problem solved. Big thanks to all of you for giving one of the members time to recover his or her note, because one of the participants had some problems, and then the group decided to just give him the time to recover it. And this is what our community stands for, a real social happening. Then we had the 5 million Satoshi's 18th ring. It was time for DJ Maestro's 2 weekly role as ringleader. Once again, his higher liquidity ring proved to be challenging to balance without fees, but in the end, it all worked out. Thanks to the group, we added yet another 0.3 Bitcoin into the Lightning Network. So good job. And then last but not least, we had the 3 million Satoshi 16th ring. This ring was formed and balanced by NGU Tech 21 with great precision. He paid 5 satoshis for the transaction, but that feels like it was for free. Don't you think? Good job with this one and enjoy your channels. And then, we saw people from Norway, Spain, Germany, Swiss, Netherlands, USA, Brazil, Sweden, Indonesia, and Ireland and Colombia winning these rings. So again,
nice variety.
And again, check the map because you can verify yourself.
I'm going to check it now.
You can check it. Okay, so that was it for today, Edward.
So everything's done and dusted. Thanks, Stef. And let's go to the lightning notes.
Let's do it.
Conecta el mundo.
Make sure to secure your home network. So change default passwords and use two-factor authentication where possible. And keep your software up to date. It's also very important. Please keep in mind that the whole Lightning network is very experimental. Software like MyNode, Umbrel, Raspberry Blitz, for example, and many others, and LND also, are still in beta phase. Don't blindly run terminal commands on your node if you don't understand them yourself, and especially when prefixed with sudo. And the last one is also very important. Don't use satoshis that you're not willing to lose. So if you're not aware of all security considerations, then read into it. Educate yourself, read articles, ask for help in Telegram groups with high reputation like ours, and listen to podcasts and learn by doing. Otherwise, don't participate.
Also, you can stay informed by following us on Twitter. You can find us at Satoshi Radio ROF. And follow our Lightning leader, Jonī Kyasshu. Join our Telegram groups, Satoshi Radio, Ring of Fire, and Connect the World. And check our website, satoshi.radio. It would be nice for you to be part of our Amboss community. You can find us there on Satoshi Radio. And like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Use Podcasting 2.0 to listen to Connect the World. And you can check SATA trading for the current value. You can find all this information, of course, also in the show notes as well.
All right, let's get on to the show.
Conecta el mundo.
Welcome. We're excited to have you on the show, Fiatjaf. How are you?
I'm fine with all the noise on the background.
I hear it.
But you're living in Brazil, right? And people in Brazil are obviously living on the streets because it's always nice and warm and always sunny. So it makes me a bit jealous, to be honest.
It's a little too warm. Sometimes you can't even go to the street because the sun will burn you.
Yeah. And I was thinking, Edward, because you are obviously you speak Spanish, right?
Yeah, that's right.
But in Brazil they speak but Edward can speak English, and in Brazil
Spanish,
they speak Portuguese or Spanish. I mean Spanish.
No, it doesn't matter. No, that's right.
In Brazil they speak Portuguese, and for me those two languages, they look a bit like similar, right? But can you understand each other? If it's the same like us Dutchies can understand people from Belgium, or is it different?
I don't know. What do you think, Fiatjaf? I think Portuguese, some words are alike, but for me it's difficult.
We can understand if you have a little patience, but it's a different language. We call it like Portunhol when Brazilians try to speak Spanish without knowing it. Like they just change the accent. And I think it's a little understandable for the Spanish speakers, like Argentinians and people we live near here.
Yeah, that's right. And you immediately hear the accent. So for me, it's it's South America or something. Yeah, but Castellano, it's different.
Different from actual Spanish, you're saying?
Yeah, that's right.
I think then it's the same like us Dutchies talking to people from Germany then, because we all it's also a bit the same, but I think it's more of a comparison than us to Belgium, because we can understand Belgian people. It's no problem, right?
But it's a different language.
Well,
exactly.
Flemish, it's a different language, but pretty the similar. I think it's
you can understand it.
We can understand it. Yeah,
talking it is a bit different, but
so Edward, you're from Spain.
My mother is from Spain. Yeah, exactly. And well, I lived in Holland for my whole life, but well, I've been so many times in Spain when I was a child. And my mother kept talking Spanish, so I really learned the two languages as a child. So that's.
What do you know about that? There's a region of Spain, I forgot the name now, that they speak a different language that is pretty much like Portuguese.
Yeah, it's in Barcelona, right?
You mean the Catalan?
No, not Catalan. It's on the north, like on top of Portugal.
Okay.
Baskeland.
No.
No. You mean so you have Santander and then more to the west, I think.
Yeah.
But I don't know how it's called there because I've never been to on top of Portugal. I've been to Santander, but not much further.
You're not a real Spanish guy after all, Edward. Did you eat paella for God's sake?
When I'm there, then within a week or something, I can think in Spanish. But
did you attend Bitcoin 2022, Fiatjaf? You're obviously anonymous, but did you attend it maybe in a secret? No,
I didn't.
Okay, cool. And most of us know you from developing LNTXBOT. And we will talk about it in the 21 minutes, of course. But can you maybe tell us more about your background?
Of coding, of programming?
Oh, I'm a hobbyist. I learned to program, but like for no reason, just because I was interested and started doing like small projects, small things, and trying to sell them online and just doing stuff for me and then one day I realized I could do. I was interested in Bitcoin, but I thought I would never be able to program anything useful in Bitcoin. And then I lost interest for a while. But then when Lightning showed up, I saw it was possible to do small apps and cool apps using Lightning because you don't have to keep track of UTXOs and whatever in your code. It's much easier.
Yeah, you can program a lot on the Lightning network. That's true. Nice. Yeah, I like it that you just want to program something and then just begin without a purpose or something, that it comes from yourself. So that's nice. I think a lot of interesting things can be developed then. Yeah.
Too many more things than you're capable of.
Exactly. Well, Stef.
Yeah, and I just wanted to ask Fiatjaf one more thing. How did you come up with the name Fiatjaf?
Oh, that's a secret.
So that's a secret.
Everybody always asks me this.
Of course, and we also think of the car, and
or fiat money, right? I mean, that's what I'm thinking about. You are thinking about an Italian car, Edward, but fiat in the Bitcoin space means fiat money, right? So. But okay, well let's keep that a secret. That's no problem. I like it to keep secrets. So I always I keep
we all have secrets.
We all have our seed phrase for. I mean that's my biggest secret, right? So
yeah, maybe I'm from Portugal. You don't know that for sure, right?
No. But I think Fiatjaf can tell that you're not from Portugal. But okay, guys, hey, let's. We have all kinds of questions for you, Fiatjaf, and we have to do it in the 21 minutes. So if you are ready, Fiatjaf and Edward, of course, we would like to enter that part. Are you ready, guys?
Yes, I'm ready.
Cool.
Spojte svět dohromady.
Yeah, there was a jingle in Portuguese, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. We have another one later. Well, let's start with Lightning, of course. Like us, you really love Lightning, and instead of only working on the protocol side, you're a big supporter of more development of apps using Lightning and showing new use cases. Can you perhaps give a shout out to developers who are listening and want to work on Lightning? What possibilities are there to be really creative with Lightning?
Well, I think people should try to build useful things and maybe cool things that normal people can use. And I see too many tools for Lightning nodes and whatever being done, and too little reward things, even if like a game or something cool, funny, and I would like people to do more of these things. I think you asked about possibilities. I think one easy thing, but also hard, like easy because you can program it, and also hard because you can think and come up with a good solution, is like interactive stuff, like websites where people can interact and you have a natural anti-spam mechanism.
Yeah.
Yeah, we talk about it a lot, that micropayments can open a whole new world to media or browsing or something like that, right? So you mean also that people have to take the best of the Lightning Network, right?
The best, yeah. I don't know. People always say this micropayments thing, but I don't know exactly what they mean. But what I'm thinking is like, there's a web page. I don't know the idea. Just thinking about the generic slogan. Like, you have a web page and people can interact with that web page. In the past, the websites had to do like accounts and points, virtual points and whatever, and limit stuff and put captchas. But now, and then everything wasn't interesting. But now we can do people paying to interact with a page, and people getting stuff out, like getting satoshis out of a page because of an interaction. So that's the thing.
Well, like the Poyo feed, right, Fiatjaf? That you pay sats and then they get food to eat. That's funny and interesting and playful also.
Yeah. Poyo feed is a great example. And then you could like build on top of it. Like you could have you could have people betting on what the chicken will do, if the chicken will fall in the hole or something. I don't know, like this kind of interaction.
That makes it really.
Or what chicken is reaching the food first or something.
Yeah. Also.
And what are the most important things about the Lightning protocol that needs to be solved to get more merchants to accept Lightning, to make it easier for them to accept it?
I don't think there's many things to solve. I think most merchants will use custodial services, and I think that's fine. And making it easier to run a node could help some of these stateless merchants to run their own node. Making I think we need more like a more open environment of custodians, and like custodians running in some random part of the world that won't ask for KYC because the government doesn't know they exist and stuff like that. Like we need like maybe more replication tools to allow that to happen. I don't know.
Yeah, and what do you notice about Bitcoin Lightning adoption in the neighborhood where you live? In Brazil, are there any merchants nearby?
No. Zero.
No, so it's not that you go outside and then can use your satoshis, right?
Yeah, no, I can't, unfortunately. I wasn't able to onboard any merchants.
But you tried.
You tried.
I tried with one, but I'm very bad at this. Yeah, I'll leave that task for other people.
You only need one, right? Because they can talk to each other well. Yeah.
And what is the biggest problem you encountered when you started with your first Lightning node?
I don't think there was a problem. I liked it very much. I liked the experience. I think it was much easier than I expected. And I liked the invoice format that you're never going to pay to like lose your money paying something that doesn't exist. You're never going to pay stuff the wrong amounts. Like I like it very much. I didn't have any problem.
Did you also lose?
I'm having problems now, but in the beginning I didn't.
And did you also lose some satoshis at first, or not?
No, I only lost satoshis operating on LNTXBOT because of problems interfacing with the nodes. I would like to blame others. Sometimes it's my fault, but sometimes I should blame others. Anyway.
Oh, yeah. Well, Fiatjaf, we have LND, right? C Lightning and Eclair and some more implementations of a second layer. What implementation do you prefer at the moment?
From these three, I don't know if Eclair or C Lightning. I don't know actually. Maybe LND, but LND takes too much memory. If it wasn't for that, maybe LND would be better.
But perhaps with Bolt 12, then it would be interesting. I'm going to ask it. Your friend Rusty, right?
Yeah, I like Rusty, but I didn't like the way they push it. He pushed it Bolt 12.
Okay.
Anyway.
Well, in an interview you had with him, he was talking about an extra vendor field in Bolt 12 to use for information to whom I'm sending the transaction. And you said that something else is needed to tie public keys to vendors, like a central registry to query, for example. Can you explain how this can be a possible solution? And isn't that a central registry a potential security problem, do you think?
No. What I was referring to was the way that invoices are signed, right? So you can prove that you paid something if you have the pre-image and you have the signed invoice. You can prove that you paid something to that public key. But you don't know, like, there's no way to know whose the pub key is unless the owner shows up and tells you. So if you bought something from a store, then later you could prove that you bought something from that store if you could prove that pub key is from that store. But you don't have that thing. So what I was suggesting was that websites and services that have a domain name, they could publish their pub keys there, so we could attach the invoices to the service.
All right. Yeah.
And the vendor field that was suggested, like I think Rusty changed the name now. It's just a name, like not checked, doesn't mean anything. And if you had the website with the pub key there, we could relate these things more with a little more rigor.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And he's also now working on Lightning offers, Bolt 12. If you think of static payments and features like recurring payments, do you think that integrating Lightning offers is a massive positive change for the Lightning network?
No, I don't think. I think these things, like, they are like the use case for static payments and static invoices or whatever, and recurring payments is the use case I have in mind always is people buying stuff or people paying for services or paying for stuff on websites or entities that exist. And for this case, I think it's much better to have an HTTP protocol. But Bolt 12, but I think people that support Bolt 12 and like Bolt 12, they like the point that it's completely decentralized. But if it's a service, it will still need a website, and it will still need an existence outside of it. But the Bolt 12 thing is cool. It's good for people to people payments, like friend to friend payments.
Yeah,
but even I think this case is much smaller than.
And I think it's interesting that you say, well, you have a website with an app or something with recurring payments. Then if you have it, then you have a web server, and then you can also put in LN URL or something. Or so perhaps it has some downsides, but in this case, maybe it's good to have possibilities for different.
The LN Pay spec was conceived for these use cases, just not for people like friend to friend payments. And
yeah, exactly. And well, Fiatjaf, I saw a tweet of someone who showed that you can log in to Nostr with Alby, and Nostr is a decentralized Twitter app protocol. We mentioned the app Alby in episode 18. It's a Bitcoin Lightning app for your browser, which you can connect to your own node. It can generate your keys from your own Lightning wallet. Are these the solutions that can make the difference in user experience? So logging on with your own node in a decentralized app or something?
Yeah, I think it is. Like you need keys for these decentralized protocols, whatever, all of them. And if you can reuse your Bitcoin key or your Lightning key, shit, there's too much noise. If you can reuse, it's better. Like if you're already keeping track of one key, so there all be integrations like that. Was a prototype. I don't think it should work like exactly like that, but there's a PR of an issue or something to make it work better in a seamless way.
Yeah,
cool. And we can't have this interview with you without asking you questions about LNTXBOT, of course. Personally, I'm a big fan of how LNTXBOT works. It's amazing that it's integrated in. It is a bot on Telegram, right? And do you think that LNTXBOT is a tool that gives Bitcoin and Lightning adoption an extra boost?
Well, I hope it is, because that's why I'm keeping it online. That's why I wanted to make it. And yeah, I don't know if it. I think in the beginning it was very important, but I think now there are so many other tools, and I'm not sure if it's having such an importance now. But I keep receiving messages from people saying that, oh, LNTXBOT, I'm using it in my group or something. So that keeps me motivated to keep it on.
We also use it a lot.
Yeah, exactly. And well, it runs on Telegram, like we said, and you can find many Bitcoin communities on Telegram and other platforms. How big is the influence of those platforms on the adoption of Bitcoin and Lightning? So Lightning being a social thing.
Well, I'm not sure about that, but I think it's really important, like, to talk to people. Yeah, I don't know, because I learned I was introduced to Bitcoin and Lightning all by myself, reading alone, and only later I started to talk about stuff with people on Telegram, etc. But I think most people, they need this social counterpart to their learning experience. So yeah.
Hey, and we already talked a bit about Nostr, and Nostr is an open protocol that enables to create a censorship-resistant global social network. And when did you come up with the idea? And when you had it, did you scream, "Eureka! I have it"?
Yeah, I almost screamed, but my rationale was that it was a very obvious idea, a very simple idea. My scream was like, why did no one thought about this before? Because it's super simple, and I think it could scale and could work, and it's a very simple. I think I had an idea when Donald Trump was banned from Twitter or something. Not that I like Donald Trump, but he was the president of the United States, so that was a little weird that he was banned. And yeah, around that time, I was thinking about how to make this better, and I saw the other solutions that people have been proposing and making, and I don't think any of them has a chance of working, and I think Nostr has a chance of working because of its simplicity and that's it.
And Brannel is a Twitter-like Nostr fork from Arc BTC. What's the difference between those two? So between the clients?
Ben Arc made the client called Nostr, like it was some time ago, and then I forked it, and then I started changing it and changed it a lot. The UI is not very different, but the internals are different. The database that's used internally, mostly the database, the way the data flows. But this is just programming mumbo jumbo.
No, of course.
It's a client, and there are the clients that other people are working on. They are quite similar in the sense they all look a little like Twitter, but they have some different approaches in the UX too.
Yeah.
That's it.
Cool. And you made a comparison with Twitter and Mastodon. And can we use the protocol also to build things like LinkedIn or Reddit or?
Yeah, we can. Initially, I was just thinking about Twitter, but then I realized, and the other people talked about it could be used for a lot of other things. not only Reddit-like stuff, and what's the other thing you said? Reddit?
LinkedIn.
No, LinkedIn, I don't have any experience with that, but I think there's one guy, I think, Mr. Cooks said he was going to work on a Reddit-like client. It fits very well. There's people working on the wiki that's based on Nostr, and
That's also nice.
There's like chat rooms and private chats, and then there's also the possibility of doing like anything that you would think we need. It's need some people publishing stuff and other people listening to subscribing to these things that are being published. Like you could do it for Join Market. Join Market has that they use IRC to publish stuff like the offers and takers and makers, whatever the market they have. Could use Nostr for that. You could use Nostr for making a decentralized order book for DLCs. These are the two use cases I have in mind now. But any stuff like that, I think it fits very nicely.
Cool.
Yeah, and for Nostr, because it's peer-to-peer and it works with relays, how many relays do we need to have an efficient, fast, reliable network like we know from centralized platforms nowadays?
Oh yeah. One point is that it's not peer-to-peer. That's I should make it the slogan of the thing. It's not peer-to-peer. Like it's server client. It's server client. Like it's just a client talking to a server. That's why I think it can scale. But I don't think the number of relays. This remains to be discovered. But my idea is like we have many relays, but relays are niche. Like not niche. I don't know how to explain this. not the niche. Yeah, niche.
Yeah.
And like you have a relay that only talks about football, and all the football fans are there, and there's another relay about anime or StarCraft or
exactly.
Whatever. And then you have like more global relays that could be powered by more like a big server and a big bundle of servers from a big company, and then a lot of people talking whatever there, and some relays like they restrict content, and the other relays are you can post whatever. And like the amount of relays you're going to connect to depends on the people you're talking to and the people you're following. If you don't like StarCraft, you not ever need to connect to the relay that only talks about StarCraft.
And is it possible to send other things like text already? So files, images, or video?
No, there's no support for that. Like you could encode a video in a text, but that would be very inefficient. I think that we can send like structured data, like for doing the order book stuff and whatever. But files and images, this for now is handled by, and I think it should remain like that. It's handled externally. You send a link and you host your image, whatever you want. Like we don't need decentralization for that part of the thing.
Okay. So bigger files like videos, etc. They are hosted on your own server, right?
No. The protocol doesn't specify you could do anything. Like we have a client that hosts, like uploads it automatically on behalf of the user to some server, and then you send that link. Or you could have like the user himself goes to some hosting provider and posts the file there. Or you could like send a torrent link and use torrent, which is torrent is a protocol that works, unlike many of these others, IPFS, whatever. Torrents work, and you could like send a torrent link and the viewers can download.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
And NIP stands for Nostr Implementation Possibilities. You can compare it a bit with BIPs. How can we motivate the Lightning community to think about what they would like to see in the future of social media?
Oh, I don't know. I think people already have a lot of ideas related to this, but I also think from comments I see, like they're like many people are clueless about the details and the implementation details of these things. They just want something decentralized, and they don't care very much about it. So they will fall prey to some
Yeah.
some scam, Web3,
And
whatever.
the decentralization of domain names, Fiatjaf, building such a system on Bitcoin, is that also one of your targets? And because we heard something about it, can you tell us something about it?
Oh yeah, I think the other thing besides money that needs to be decentralized are domain names.
Yeah.
The domain names are controlled by a single entity that has a lot of power.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
Like Namecoin was a nice try, but it's a shitcoin.
Yeah, the handshake protocol.
Handshake protocol is also a shitcoin, also a nice try, but it will never work because of shitcoin. But we can do it like using the space chains. That's what I'm planning to do. Maybe someday I'll have time, and someday we have OpCTV merged in, so we can do space chains.
That's very interesting. I really like that part of decentralization, because domain names, there's a lot of centralization there, and a lot of money involved also. So that's an important thing.
And can you give us maybe a time frame or something? What are your what are you planning?
It's tomorrow. It's finished, right?
Tomorrow. No, but do you have something in mind?
Yeah. I started working on implementation, but I need the OpCTV or any revout or something related to that to be merged. You can look like to the Ruben Sonson. You saw these things on Space Chain?
No.
If you search for Ruben Sonson presentations on YouTube, you'll find stuff. But Ruben Sonson, he has an idea of making space chains with a token that is not a shitcoin. It's like just a separate token created by burning Bitcoin, and then you use it to pay miners on this separate chain that is merge mined with Bitcoin. And I think it could work without this token. It's just a chain that keeps a record of who owns each name.
And then without a token, that would be nice. Yeah.
You pay the miners out of them. And
Yeah. Well, send us the link, then we'll put it in the show notes. I think it's interesting. Yeah. And perhaps if it's needed, we saw about the Nostr development also a Telegram group with where you can pledge funding. Perhaps if needed, we can put something up, and we can really help you build.
That those pledges are not working. No one is biting them. No one is donating. And there's one that had like 8 million satoshis, and still no one has taken it. So
no, really?
So I think I'll just remove all these pledges from there. It's not working.
I saw it and I thought, well, that's a nice way to have some crowdfunding or something.
Simultaneously, there's a lot of people working on things that are not related to the bounties. So
okay,
but there's so much to work on, you know.
and so much experimenting. So
yeah, the people making Nostr clients, and they could have made the ones that taken the bounty, but they didn't.
All right. Well, we have a lot of more questions, of course, but we only have this for 21 minutes to ask them. So we really enjoyed it. And perhaps you want to be another time in another show of us. That would be really great.
Conecta el mundo.
Yeah, Fiatjaf, we have still one question left for you. Actually, it was from our previous guest, El Mouton, an engineer from South Africa at Lightning Labs. And we asked El to come up with a question for you. So Edward will play the audio file, and then you may answer it.
Cool. So my question for Fiatjaf is, how heavily would you say that the incentives of the Lightning Network rely on the LN penalty mechanism? In other words, is it a good idea for us to move to an L2-based update mechanism?
Oh, well, my answer is, I think LN is not using that penalty mechanism very much, and because most nodes are online all the time, and I think people already must trust their peers a little. So I think moving to L2 wouldn't be very bad for this, and would have a lot of other benefits that I think overcome the difficulties, the backup stuff, and like it would make running nodes more reliable. So you would end up like improving that part of the problem too.
Yeah.
Cool,
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah, thanks. Well, and next time we have a new guest, Koji Higashi from the lighting community Diamond Heads from Japan. We want to ask him a question from you. Which question can we ask him?
So I know he develops games. So my question is, how can we make, or if it's possible, how can we make a game that has Satoshis integrated into it, and it's not play to earn, because that model doesn't make good games, I think, in the long run, and also not pay to win, like you buy stuff and you use that stuff to smash your opponents. Like a game that has good incentives.
Nice. So you really want him to think of something new, right?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
The one example I have for this is poker.
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 I wasn't thinking about it, but I love to play poker, and it would be very nice to play poker with Satoshis, right?
You can play poker with Satoshi. There's the website, the Lightning Poker website. Mm-hmm. But I was thinking like other games, computer games that had the same incentives of poker or something different. Yeah.
Nice. Oh, well, let's ask him next week, Edward.
Yeah. Let's see what he's gonna say.
Yeah.
Verbinden die Welt.
Thanks for being in the show, Fiatjaf, and we definitely will see each other next time.
Yes, thank you, man. It was a very interesting talk. So,
yeah.
And is it really warm at your side now?
Yes, it's really warm.
Cool.
I hope you can cool down after our talk.
Yeah. Where can people follow you, Fiatjaf? Can you maybe show us your Twitter account or maybe some other websites?
I'm Fiatjaf anywhere. Like I was lucky to get this name. No one has it, so any website there's Fiatjaf. There's also fiatjaf.com where I write that stuff. And that's it.
I already visited it, and it's also a lot in Portuguese, right?
Yeah. There's stuff in Portuguese.
Cool.
So people can translate
is the best language. The best.
So
language
we need to get some lessons, Edward.
Exactly.
Yeah, but the Bitcoin
for
stuff.
Me, it's easier.
The Bitcoin stuff is all in English, I think.
Of course.
Okay, cool, man.
Well, we'll put it in the show notes, and then everybody can try to read it. Thanks.
And it makes the name Fiatjaf more mysterious to me, because he's very happy that he got everything with Fiatjaf, and now I'm thinking, why is it so special to him, right? It's making it more mysterious for me.
There are no two alike, and that's exactly with Bitcoin. We're going to end it. Thanks for listening, and thanks to all members participating in the Satoshi Radio Rings of Fire. And of course, thanks for everyone helping to connect the world with us. And if you like our content, please share and support us in our mission. Visit our website, connecttheworld.live, where you can donate and subscribe for the more than 300 subscribers, of course, on YouTube. And share our content on your favorite platform. We need you to complete our mission, connect the world, and keep those nodes running, sats flowing, and rings burning. And we see you all next week with Koji Higashi on the same Lightning channel. Annyeong, Fiatjaf.
Ate logo.
Ate logo, Stef.